Spirit, and I'm going to get to where I'm going. Why would that spirit, why would the spirit touch those two things in particular? Hear what I'm telling you. He says he was blind, can't see, and he can't talk. So you have to realize what the Bible says. Paul wrote twice like this. He says that the God of this world blinds the minds of them that don't believe. In other words, they can't see God, even though they can look outside at nature and realize that God exists. You see that in Romans chapter 1. He said those who say they don't believe, they are holding the truth in unrighteousness. They are suppressing it because they can look outside the window and see that all of the beauty of nature had to come from an architect. It had to come from an originator. And if they choose not to believe, it is because they have allowed Satan to blind them. Then he says that he cannot speak. But brothers and sisters, the authority that God gives us through the Spirit has the ability to talk. So when he sets your mouth and start talking in a language that you didn't learn in school, that does not mean that's the end of his speaking ability. Because Jesus said in Mark that we could speak to mountains and command the mountain to move out of our way. Y'all not talking to me in here. You've got to realize, brothers and sisters, the enemy wants to keep you blind and dumb. He wants to keep you blind and dumb. Because if you can't see God, you won't speak the things of God. If you can't see God, you won't believe in God enough to repeat what he already said about you. And the demon-possessed man was dumb and he was blind. The spirit of the devil blinded and made him dumb. Now we start to see where Jesus is about to go into some real ministry. There in the 23rd verse, he says all the crowds were amazed and said, this man couldn't be the son of David, could he? Why? Because this son of David that they're talking about is not supposed to look and act this way according to their belief. He's not supposed to be this kind of person. He's supposed to be kingly and regal, tall, broad, good looking, not somebody from the hood called Nazareth. See, this is why you can't discount everybody. Y'all looking at me strange now. See, if you know anything about Nazareth, the Bible said, can there any good thing come out of Nazareth? Nazareth was the hood. Y'all not talking to me. See, I'm not from here. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. So the hood where I came from was called what's it? Pondexter Village. Now I don't know what y'all got out here. You know, I don't pay that close attention. I need to. But Pondexter Village, Sister Victoria, was the hood. It was hood. It wasn't just hoodie. It wasn't just hood-ish. It was the hood, capital T-H-E-E. And we live right behind there on Long Street. It wouldn't be nothing for shots to ring out in broad daylight in Pondexter Village. That's the kind of place Jesus was from. Because you don't expect a doctor or lawyer or an architect to come from Pondexter Village. You would expect a hood dude or a hood girl to come from Pondexter Village. But Jesus, the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, the great I am, the originator of all things, came from the hood. So they are asking, this can't possibly be the king's son, the son of David, the celebrated king. They can't possibly be the king's son. Then verse 24, when the Pharisees heard, they said, this man throws out demons only by the authority of Beelzebub, Satan, the ruler of demons. Now look at what happens here. I'm about to close this thing up now. Jesus says in verse 25, he says, every kingdom involved in civil war becomes a wasteland. Look at this. He tried to get them to see something. You can't fight against your brother and expect to win the war. Now y'all not catching it. Jesus said, you think I'm casting out demons by the power of the demons, the power of Satan? Well, now how can that be? Why in the world would I fight against somebody if I'm working with them? Y'all not talking to me. Why would I fight against Satan if I'm on Satan's payroll? Because if I'm in the power of Satan, that means Satan got more power than me. But if I am who I say I am, then I've got not only power over spirits, I've got power over the leader of the spirit, and I can make that spirit subject to my power. Y'all need to loosen up and wake up through here today. He says, how can any country be successful as a result of civil war? In other words, words, if I'm fighting against the thing that I'm working with, my whole country becomes a wasteland. He said every city or house torn apart by divisions will collapse. Now let me talk to y'all real quick. I'm almost finished, I promise you. This is what is so important about this text. The church can't fight itself. Y'all didn't catch what I just said. You can't have a problem with everybody in the church and expect the church to be successful. I told you a couple weeks ago, a successful church learns how to work together, not trying to find divisions, not trying to find ways they disagree, but a successful church, an excellent church, finds ways they can work together. It doesn't matter if you don't like me, but Charles, I love you with the love of the Lord. And if one day you decide you don't like me, that can't change how I treat you. We got a problem in the house of God where we allow our emotions and our feelings to get the best of us sometimes. They don't like me. They said something to get over it. Come on, the Bible. I heard a preacher say, pass the tissues. We all got issues. In other words, you got to move on because we're fighting against something bigger than your emotions. Y'all not talking to me. We are fighting against something more powerful than your feelings. We got a real devil to fight in this present age. And God, Jesus is speaking. He says to them, if I cast out Satan by the power of Satan, what I have done is split the kingdom. But then he goes on, I'm going to skip on down to the bottom. The 29th verse, he says, before you go to rob a strong man, you got to bind him up. That's what I want to talk to you about today. Brothers and sisters, we've got to bind up the strong man through the power of Jesus. Jesus goes into the house of the strong. Who's the strong man? Satan is the strong man. And if Jesus is casting out demons by the power of Satan, he wouldn't have enough power to bind Satan. Y'all didn't catch that in here. He says if you're going to go into the strong man's house, you've got to bind him up. You've got to tie him up. What that means is we render the strong man useless. So what then is he trying to teach? He's trying to teach us, brothers and sisters, that if we're going to do something in this community, if we're going to change the city, we've got to go into where the powers are, and we've got to hold them under control. Who is the power? Now let me hear what key that is. We've got to go to the places of power, and we've got to bind the power over this region. What are you trying to say? Child of God, you've got to go and look into the devil's face and tell Satan, I come in the name of the Lord to bind you. For the word of God tell me, whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. Whatever you loose on earth shall be loose in heaven. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that Jesus has the power over the powers of this world. I'm trying to get you to understand that Jesus has power over the devil. Whatever strong man has you bound, whatever strong man has you bound, Jesus has the power to bind the strong man. Come on, Chuck. I come to tell you that Jesus can bind the strong man of drug addiction. Jesus can bind the strong man of alcoholism. Jesus can bind the strong man recidivism. Jesus can bind the strong man of psychological warfare. Jesus can bind the strong man of marriage problems. Jesus, oh come unto me, who can bind the strong man of depression. Jesus can bind the strong man of divorce. Jesus can bind the strong man of anger. He said, if I come to spoil the strong man's house, I got to tie him up. I got to render him useless. Jesus has the power to make the devil out of a liar. Jesus has the power to cause Satan to have no control over your life. Jesus has the power to make